Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, a travel warning as the Thanksgiving rush hits its peak. The busiest day in the skies. The FAA warning air traffic control staffing shortages could slow traffic. Plus, the incident overnight in Boston, 2 pilots taken to the hospital. More trouble on the ground as planes clip wings. This as Ginger tracks where the weather could complicate your holiday plans.
Trump's tariff threat. The president-elect blasting Mexico and Canada for their handling of the border, while also warning he will raise tariffs on China over drugs, what it could mean for your bottom line.
An emotional day in court for the Menendez brothers, both their mother and father's older sisters pleading with the judge to set them free. What comes next in their case?
Liam Payne's final moments. The new pictures obtained by TMZ showing the One Direction singer being carried by hotel employees shortly before his fatal fall.
Warning, what you could really be getting if you buy drugs used for weight loss online. Our ABC News investigation.
And all the love on Monday's sibling rivalry night. The Harbaugh Brothers Bowl, starring Lamar Jackson. Fans loving the Ravens QB. Plus, the couple stunned in the stands before the game even started.
1, 2, 3. It's a boy!
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. You two got a kick out of that.
That was elaborate.
But it was a great moment for those parents. They will never forget it. It is now on TV. Hopefully they set their DVRs for that. But wait until you see how it all happened. And to add some little cherry on top, their Ravens got the win last night.
It's a win-win. Also ahead, we're counting down to Black Friday with a look at travel deals with strategies to save. We're going to tell you where you can find some of the best deals right now and the best times to book. The Points Guy is here with that.
First, the travel rush. The FAA is already warning of delays as millions set to take to the skies to get to their holiday destinations. More than 50,000 flights will take off today, the most of the holiday week. And here's a live look at the planes right now. We have team coverage. We start with transportation correspondent Gio Benitez on the tarmac at LaGuardia Airport. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. This is one of those 50,000 flights taking off today. This plane is just packed. It's heading off to Chicago. American Airlines is actually flying more than 8 million people over this holiday period, and that is just American Airlines. They say so far it's all going pretty smoothly, but there are things to watch out for. Overnight at Boston Logan International Airport, a tug vehicle pulling an empty JetBlue plane struck a Cape airplane, and 2 pilots for that Cape airplane were taken to the hospital. Just hours earlier at the same airport, an American Airlines plane clipped the wings of a Frontier jet while that plane was parked at the gate.
It sounded like something fell from below.
Thankfully, no injuries were reported. An investigation now underway. And with the most planes in the sky today, this morning a warning about staffing shortages in air traffic control. Travelers already experiencing delays.
I've been here all day. It's been quite frustrating.
The FAA saying it may have to slow air traffic in the Northeast because of that shortage of air traffic controllers.
There's been a lot of issues with the air traffic control up in Newark, so I'm hoping that I get to make it home soon.
This as more than 50,000 flights take to the air today, the most this Thanksgiving travel period. The crush of travelers, packing airports from Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson to Chicago's O'Hare. In San Francisco, some flyers experiencing 2-hour delays because of weather with more wind and rain in the forecast.
It's not only the reduced visibility that comes from the rain, it's also the fact that the winds are blowing in a different direction than they normally do.
Now, despite some of those delays, American Airlines tells me that 90% of their flights arrived on time yesterday. So that's some good news there. But listen, tomorrow will also be very, very busy. So if you're flying, try to get out as early as you can, Michael.
All right, Gio, thank you so much for that. I'm going to turn now to the road. They're expected to be packed with holiday travelers. Our Stephanie Ramos is at the George Washington Bridge in Fort Lee, New Jersey for us. Good morning, Stephanie.
Michael, good morning. The Thanksgiving travel rush is here, and it is shaping up to be one of the busiest on record. Take a live look at this picture overhead from our powerhouse station KABC. Traffic is already building up as millions of Americans hit the road. AAA projects 71.7 million Americans will travel by car over Thanksgiving. That's 1.3 million more than last year, and even higher than pre-pandemic numbers in 2019. On the West Coast, San Francisco drivers will see the most traffic tonight, while Los Angeles commuters should brace for heavy congestion tomorrow evening. For lighter traffic, leave on Thanksgiving morning and head home early Sunday morning. Okay, let's talk gas prices. They're dropping. AAA says the national average could fall below $3 a gallon for the first time since 2021. That's a big drop from last year's average that was at $3.26. And if you're near a Sheetz gas station, they're offering a Thanksgiving treat, 40 cents off per gallon of unleaded 88. Wherever you're headed, plan ahead and please stay safe. Robin?
Okay, Stephanie, thanks so much. And we know rain and snow moving across the country could impact holiday travel. Ginger, you got that forecast for us?
Yeah, and today's rain in the Northeast, I wouldn't usually even show you because it's just kind of nuisance, but I have been flying a lot lately, and that air traffic controller issue is going to be compounded even with a drop of rain. I can tell you, Newark, LaGuardia, JFK. And today we're going to see those airports, especially Washington, D.C. or New York or Philadelphia, early in the day have some issues with rain, and then it will pull away as we go through the day. Boston could see it throughout the afternoon. Then it's that second storm. This one's more potent, and that's where we're going to see the feet, and already have had feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada through the Rockies. As you drive on Wednesday, it's looking pretty good across much of the nation, except I-70, a little rain there, back into Denver where the snow's still flying. And then though, Thursday itself, it is heavy rain for the mid-Atlantic, like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. It's snow away from the coast into the Poconos and Catskills. You see the two forecasts for the Philadelphia parade and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Michael, we just have to be grateful that we got rain because of the drought.
We're going to get more.
But it's going to be rainy and cool on Thanksgiving.
And that's why we have a raincoat and we have umbrellas.
That's right.
There we go. All right, thank you so much for that. We're going to turn now to the latest on President-elect Trump. He is blasting Mexico and Canada over their handling of the border and promising to punish them with high tariffs on day one of his administration. He's also vowing to raise tariffs on China. Our senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang, is at Mar-a-Lago with the latest. Good morning, Selena.
Good morning, Michael. President-elect Trump is threatening to impose tariffs on America's top 3 trading partners. This would massively disrupt businesses and supply chains. It could also dramatically increase the costs of everything from cars, clothes to oil.
This morning, Donald Trump is warning America's neighbors, threatening to implement 25% across-the-board tariffs on Mexico and Canada on day one if both countries, he says, don't crack down on their borders with the U.S. Trump cites a new caravan coming from Mexico with a group of hundreds of migrants, mostly from South and Central America, leaving southern Mexico last week. This Ecuadorian migrant says, "We want to be on the other side before the new president of the United States takes office, as he seems quite harsh on immigrants." The president-elect blames Mexico and Canada, saying his tariffs will remain in effect until such times as drugs, in particular fentanyl, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country. Mexico in particular is America's largest trading partner, with the U.S. buying near $500 billion of Mexican goods, like computers, cars, and electrical equipment. Tariffs could greatly impact U.S. industries, with some experts warning that Americans could face higher prices on gas, cars, and food, just as inflation has been receding. Mexican authorities have broken up past caravans, with many more disbanding on their own. But Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, is now warning those migrants they will soon face harsher policies like family separation.
We got to enforce immigration law, or we're never going to fix the border, and it leads to a big national security vulnerability to this nation.
Later today, Homan will meet with Texas's Republican Governor Greg Abbott as he prepares for his sweeping crackdown. If enacted, these tariffs could violate the terms of the trade agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, which Trump signed into law during his first term. Trump also accused China of sending drugs pouring into our country, threatening an additional 10% tariff on all Chinese products, too. Tariffs are a favorite tool of Trump's.
To me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff. and it's my favorite word.
Trump's comments drawing responses from trade partners. The Chinese embassy saying economic and trade cooperation is essentially mutually beneficial. No one will win in a trade war or a tariff war. And Canada responding, saying they'll continue to discuss these issues with the incoming administration.
Trump used tariffs as a negotiating tactic during his first term, so he's reusing that playbook again. But if he actually follows through on his campaign vow for higher tariffs, some economists estimate that could cost the average U.S. household more than $2,600 a year. George?
It could really drive inflation. Okay, Selena, thanks very much. This comes as Special Counsel Jack Smith has moved to dismiss all charges against President-elect Trump because Justice Department policy prohibits prosecuting sitting presidents. Senior national correspondent Terry Moran has the story. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. Special Counsel Jack Smith is abandoning his prosecution of Donald Trump for his actions on and before January 6th to overturn the 2020 presidential election and for bringing classified documents home with him from the White House. Quote, the government's position on the merits of the defendant's prosecution has not changed, Smith told the judge yesterday, but the circumstances have. Smith acknowledged that long-standing Justice Department policy prohibits sitting presidents from being prosecuted, and so with Trump's re-election, the cases must be dropped. Smith's investigation of Trump's lasted 2 years, cost nearly $35 million. In that January 6th case, the indictments accused Trump of conspiring to defraud the United States and conspiracy against the right to vote and to have one's vote counted. In vivid detail in that case, Smith laid out the evidence of the violence that went down on January 6th and Trump's alleged indifference to the threats against Vice President Mike Pence. And in that classified documents case, Smith indicted Trump on 40 felony counts, charging him with allegedly possessing some of the nation's most sensitive secrets and obstructing justice by refusing to comply with a subpoena to return them. And throughout his investigation, Smith declared that even a former president is not above the law. That was his mantra. But these unprecedented prosecutions of a former president, they raised novel legal questions that courts all the way up to the Supreme Court had to rule on. And Trump's lawyers successfully delayed the proceedings, running out the clock until the election. Smith made it clear in his papers that he still believes in his case. He said this decision, quote, does not turn on the gravity of the crimes charged, the strength of the government's proof, or the merits of the prosecution, which the government stands fully behind.
Right, and he actually has kept the investigations going, indictments going of the people who worked with former President Trump allegedly on the classified documents case. Meantime, the Trump team has an internal investigation against one of its own, one of his top lawyers, Boris Epstein.
Yeah, this is surprising, George. Sources say that President-elect Trump has launched his own internal investigation into one of his legal advisors, Boris Epstein, after Epstein allegedly asked for money to secure cabinet positions. Sources also say the investigation found, quote, concerning behavior. Epstein denies these allegations, George.
Okay, Terry, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, now to an emotional day in court in the Menendez brothers case. Family members testified on their behalf as they fight to be released from prison after more than 30 years. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is in Los Angeles with more for us. Good morning to you, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. You know, the hearing was expected to be mostly housekeeping, but there was so much more, including a media frenzy outside, a lottery to get in, and that gut punch of a statement read by Kitty Menendez's sister. She said that on any given night, the boys could have been sexually assaulted, and that Eric and Lyle's mother, Kitty, knew it. This morning, that emotional punch during the Menendez brothers' first court hearing together since the mid-90s. 35 years after murdering their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, in the family's Beverly Hills mansion, Kitty's 93-year-old sister telling the judge the brothers never knew if tonight was the night they would be raped. No child should have to live day by day knowing that at night their dad would come and rape them. It's unconscionable. The brothers also watching via video conference as Jose's 85-year-old sister, Terry, who was battling cancer, told the judge 35 years is a long time. They have rehabilitated and have done lots of good things. And outside the courthouse, an international media frenzy.
All right, enough. Everybody stop right here.
Dozens of people entering a lottery to win one of the 16 seats in court designated for the public.
Okay, last four numbers of 6932.
After court, the Menendez brothers' attorney, Mark Garagos, introducing the sisters.
Both made impassioned pleas with the judge to send the brothers home.
I do want them home. They should never have been in such situations that presented themselves What can a kid do when his father's... Oh, I can't stand it. 35 years is a long time.
And the brothers learning it'll be longer yet. The judge ruling to reschedule the upcoming sentencing hearing, which was supposed to happen on December 11th. It's now at the end of January. And while that judge postponed that hearing, which could delay the resentencing process for months, there was a bright spot for the brothers. The judge agreeing to use a California law as the basis of proceedings that gives judges significant leeway in resentencing offenders. And as one of the brothers' attorneys told me, basically the resentencing train has left the station. Michael.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for that. We're going to turn now to the mystery at Macy's. The department store chain says an employee hid more than $100 million in expenses. Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. And this is a stunning headline as we dive into peak holiday shopping season. One of the biggest department store chains in the country, Macy's, says this employee intentionally hid up to $154 million in delivery expenses over the last 3 years. Somehow, this employee managed to go unnoticed. And what's also strange is that Macy's says it doesn't believe the employee actually took any of the money. So to put this amount into context, it is just a fraction of the total $4.4 billion in delivery expenses Macy's incurred over that time period. But it is more than their net profit last year and a significant enough amount to force the company to report earnings later. They were supposed to happen today. Macy's said the employee is no longer with the company. It's completing an independent investigation into what happened, but it does come at a time when Macy's, which is usually a bellwether of holiday shopping, has been struggling, especially in online shopping sales. They've been under a lot of pressure to control costs. Sales there have slumped over the last decade. We're going to find out more on December 11th when the company does its full earnings report. But Robin, don't expect it to impact the in-store sales.
Good to know. All right. Rebecca, thank you as always. We're going to turn now to the Brother Bowl overnight, living up to the hype, and Lara is here. Going to share that story with us.
Yeah, I love this. I watched every minute of it, as you might tell from the bags under my eyes. It was a great game. Brothers John and Jim Harbaugh sharing a bedroom for 16 years, and last night they shared the field for Monday Night Football. Big bro John and his Baltimore Ravens playing little brother Jim's LA Chargers, and let's just say, Big brother John still able to tell little bro, settle down. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson came through for his coach. He didn't let the LA crowd faze him, completing 16 of 20 passes for 177 yards and 3 TDs. The final score in the Brother Bowl, 30-23, with Baltimore taking home the win, and more importantly, bragging rights for Big Brother John. This was the third Harbaugh Bowl, and if we are keeping score, and we are, John has won all 3. But I do want to remind everybody, after Jim's Michigan Wolverines won the national championships last year, he said he felt like he was finally invited to sit at the big person table. We're very happy for him, referring to his dad's national championship as coach of Western Kentucky, his brother winning a Super Bowl. All I can say is it should be a very fun Thanksgiving.
But it was a great game. And he has the Chargers. They're relevant now. Like, he has been playing really well, so he should still be proud.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like this is more to come in this one. And we do have another big moment at Monday Night Football. We have that coming up in our play of the day. How's that for a tease?
That's very special.
Thank you, Lara. Coming up, our investigation into some online sellers where many get cheaper versions of drugs used for weight loss. We'll tell you what we discovered about it.
Plus, the new images of Liam Payne's final hours from TMZ and the new questions.
And a new abuse allegations against Sean Diddy Combs as the judge decides if he should be released from jail on bail.
You know what day it is? It's Tuesday.
Oh, I was excited.
We'll be right back.
Woo! Back here on G-Man, that is Chandler Kinney and her pro partner Brandon Armstrong, one of the 5 couples competing for the Mirror Ball Trophy in tonight's Dancing with the Stars grand finale. This morning, Tony Dovolani, Allison Holker, and celebrity winner Jordan Fisher, they're all here telling us who they think will take home that Mirror Ball.
All veterans right there. We're also finding a lot of headlines right now, including a warning about staffing shortages in air traffic control. The FAA says that we may have to slow air traffic in the Northeast as more than 50,000 flights take to the air today. Also, a new national survey suggests that few Americans over 65 years old are actually meeting federal guidelines for aerobic and strength training. The survey of nearly 9,000 people found only about 14% met the guidelines. which includes 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity a week and full bodyweight training at least twice a week.
And in keeping with the holiday tradition, President Biden pardoned 2 turkeys at the White House yesterday, Peach and Blossom, who are named for Delaware's state flower. They'll now head to an agricultural center to live out their remaining days. Peach and Blossom.
I love that.
And we've got a lot more ahead, including Black Friday Travel Edition, the deals you can get right now for your next vacation. That is all coming up. We're going to switch gears now to the new images of Liam Payne shortly before he fell off a balcony to his death. Ariel Reshef is here with the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. So many people are still processing this immense loss. Payne's death in Argentina sent shockwaves all over the world. Now those new images are helping piece together his tragic final moments and raising new questions about what happened.
This morning, new pictures shedding light on Liam Payne's final moments. TMZ obtaining these images from a surveillance cam reportedly showing hotel employees carrying Payne, whose face is blurred, through the lobby of his hotel before bringing him into his room. According to the TMZ report, the images also show Payne surrounded by workers in the hallway near his room before he went inside for the last time. The 31-year-old tragically fell to his death from his third-floor balcony last month. In relation to his death, a hotel employee and an alleged drug dealer have been charged with allegedly supplying him with drugs, and a friend of Payne's has been charged with allegedly abandoning him. A toxicology report showing Payne had alcohol, cocaine, and a prescription antidepressant in his system.
And law enforcement and hotel officials have not responded to ABC News' request for comment on those images. Over the weekend, former One Direction bandmate Zayn Malik began his concert with a tribute to Payne. He is deeply missed.
I mean, the more we learn, the more disturbing it becomes.
Absolutely. More questions raised.
Hey, thank you, Ariel. Sure. We're going to turn now to new allegations against Sean Diddy Combs as he fights to be released on bail. Prosecutors now tell the judge that Combs physically abused some of his personal staff. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is here with the latest on that. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. A judge's decision whether to release Sean Combs on bail could come at any time. Prosecutors have been trying to convince the judge letting Combs out, even under strict conditions, may not lessen the harm they think he could do.
This morning, with a federal judge weighing whether to grant Sean Combs bail, prosecutors are warning Diddy is a danger, accusing him of a decades-long pattern of violence. Some of it, they say, is evident on this video obtained by CNN showing Combs attacking his then-girlfriend Cassie in a hotel hallway. The defense has argued the video depicts the toxic end of a loving relationship. But now, for the first time, prosecutors in a letter to the judge claim former staff members have described the defendant threatening to kill them, throwing objects at them, and being struck, punched, and shoved by the defendant, and seeing him do the same to others. Combs has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges, and while his lawyers did not address the new violence accusations directly, they asked the judge not to consider them. If what the government is afraid of is that Mr. Combs is going to be violent towards someone, his attorney said, there's just zero chance of that happening.
Let's pretend for a second you don't know who I am and what I do. Let's just put it to the side.
His lawyers have argued Combs should be released on a $50 million bond to home confinement in a 3-bedroom apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. They say it would be far more restrictive than jail, with around-the-clock private security, limits on phone calls, and a prohibition on most visitors. Prosecutors say Combs cannot be trusted to follow the rules.
The judge said he would decide this week whether to release Combs on bail. And at a hearing at the end of last week, guys, he did seem more open to the possibility than 3 other judges who have decided Combs belongs behind bars.
We'll still have to wait and see what happens here.
Sure will.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Now to more on the warning about airport parking. Car thefts skyrocketing at some busy airports from Dallas to Atlanta, where the problem is now so big, police have set up a special task force. Trevor Alt is here with those details for us. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Robin. As if there wasn't already enough stress traveling for the holidays, you have millions of people packing the airports, and now officials all over the country are warning about this trend. Organized thieves making off with hundreds of vehicles left in parking lots and garages.
This morning, a nationwide alert for the holiday travel season. Thieves targeting cars at airport garages. In Dallas, officials say a Cuban auto theft group has been targeting DFW Airport, making off with 52 cars worth more than $5 million. They say they're using technology that reprograms key fobs, allowing the thieves to retitle cars illegally and drive them across the Mexico border for resale. And in Atlanta,
It was kind of gut-wrenching. It was heartbreaking.
Jennifer Powell says she was shocked to return from vacation and find her car was gone.
So I'm clicking the button. I'm looking around, trying to make the alarm go off, and nothing. At that point, we realized the car was stolen.
Authorities there at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport say there's been more than 300 thefts so far this year, triple what they saw last year, and they're now trying to buckle down ahead of the holiday rush.
The airport's testing out anti-tailgating technology. We've increased patrols. We've added fencing around our lots. We've added cameras. We've purchased 2 motorcycles.
Now, authorities have said these thieves often target luxury cars, and these aren't crimes of opportunity. They are usually very well thought out, but you still don't want to make it easy for them. You want to lock your doors and don't keep any valuables inside.
Whatever you can do. All right, Trevor, thanks. Getting ready for Black Friday, and it's not all laptops and toys. Travel, one of the hottest categories. The points guy, our good friend Brian Kelly, is here with us in the studio, along with Becky Worley, who traveled in from California. So let's start with you, since you traveled all the way. What's your strategy here?
I'm really researching how to get travel deals by traveling to see you.
Exactly.
So to get the biggest deals on Black Friday, you have to pick and cherry pick the biggest expenses in your life. Hello, vacation. So we want to think about cutting those costs down, especially with revenge travel and inflation. They've gone through the roof, starting with hotel deals. So the first one we're looking at, Hard Rock Hotels, up to 50% off your stay, the Hyatt up to 45% off, and the Marriott up to 25% off. And then, don't just limit it to those chains. If you have a favorite hotel that you love, go to their website and look on their offer page, see if they have a code. Then when you get there, you're going to need a car. So car rental deals are definitely live now. We saw one that was Hertz, Dollar, and Thrifty that were 15 to 25% off. And then you can book your car through Amazon. And if you book an Avis car there, you get 30% off and 10% back in an Amazon gift card. And that's like cash. Yeah, who knew?
So that's hotels and cars. What about flights?
So there's so many flight deals this year. Actually, on my way to the studio this morning, the airlines were starting to announce them. My biggest tip for airlines, though, is even if one airline announces a sale, generally the other airlines are copycats. So just like they copy fees when they raise fees, they do the same with airfares. So I highly recommend using Google Flights because that'll pull in all the different airlines. But what we're seeing is under $250 round trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is a great getaway, especially if you don't have passports. You don't need passports to go there. Europe is on sale. And mind you, these fare sales are generally through April. So you're not going to get peak summer, but I cannot stress enough how nice Europe can be in March and April. So if you've ruled it out for spring break, under $500. And on the way here, I just saw Paris for $320 round trip, all in, on an airline called Fly Norse. They're like the low-cost carrier, but they're perfectly fine carrier.
Where'd you find it? Where'd you find that deal?
That I saw on X, actually. So there are flight deal accounts. It's called the Flight Deal. So follow these cheap fare Twitter X accounts. And as the week goes on, they'll just be sharing them. So, but always verify on Google Flights if you're actually getting the best deal. And sometimes the big carriers will match. So instead of flying a low-cost carrier at the same price, go with the airline that might get you elite status.
And speaking of deals, you and your team found some great deals. And I hear maybe spring break in Hawaii?
Yes, Hawaii. We're seeing under $300 to Kauai, which is one of the most beautiful. You can get, the north side of the island is magical, hiking. So yeah, definitely Hawaii. They also, Cathay Pacific, if you haven't done Asia, they just came out with under $700 round trip fares to Asia this spring. So that's about half off what we're normally seeing. So you can fly to Hong Kong, spend a couple days for that food and culture, and then go to Bali or the Philippines, all for $700.
But you're saying don't book too far out in advance.
Exactly. So the airlines take advantage of nervous Nelly. So if you're going to try to book for next fall, generally these fare sales are only good for the next couple months. However, I'm the points guy. So using your frequent flyer miles, most airlines will open up at 11 months in advance. Frequent flyer mile tickets, and this is even on like the nicest airlines in the world. Qatar Airways, their Q suites are the best business class. They open up a number of seats on the calendar for every single flight about 11 months in advance. So use your points in advance, and you can always cancel them if your plans change down the line with no fees.
So if you see a deal right now, should you snap it up right now? Wait for Black Friday, wait for Travel Tuesday?
I say if you see a great deal now, snap it up. In Google Flights, it'll actually tell you this is a great deal. That Paris deal I was looking at in the car on the way here, it said this is $250 lower than normal. So when you see that green box saying this is good, get on it. And most airlines will let you cancel within 24 hours. So you can book it, check within the 24 hours. If it drops, rebook it. And if it goes up, you know you got a good deal.
Have you booked your flight home yet?
Luckily, yes, but that deal to Kauai, that sounds sweet. So I'll be in Honolulu soon. I love it. I love
your
it.
family
There
in
you
Hawaii.
go. Got to do
Right.
it.
Now with our play of the day, and it's a surprise play from the Monday Night Countdown crew, helping a pair of Ravens fans with an impromptu baby announcement. Take a look.
They have given us the reveal. They don't know what they're having.
They don't know.
I've never been this nervous on television.
This is awesome.
So it's on me to open this up.
The team passing the note around the desk as Texie and Jacob Brer waited nervously in the stands until
1, 2, 3.
It's a boy! We're having a son! Congratulations!
the couple speaking to GMA after the game about that magical moment.
Well, we really didn't expect it to be with the rest of the world. We thought it might be a little bit off camera, maybe just be like, oh, like one-on-one kind of deal. But it really kind of made it special when it was rest of the world.
It's fun. It's been a really fun day.
Texie buying the tickets for their anniversary and walking away with a special gift on and off the field.
It's a very boy way to find out that we're having a boy. So it feels, this has just been awesome. It's been so fun. And our family's super excited too. So it's just been a really, really crazy day. We did not expect it. Go Ravens.
Yeah, go Ravens.
The Ravens delivered, and that moment, that was not on purpose, but I liked the delivery line. So the moment happened completely organically. The ESPN team saw them standing there. They helped the couple make TV magic. Texie and Jacob telling us their son's name will obviously have some nod to the Ravens. After all, they say he will be playing for the team in approximately 22 years.
I really hope this kid does not grow up to be like a Steelers fan, which is their nemesis.
That would be wrong. That would be wrong.
Please don't let that happen.
A great job, though, and congratulations to the happy couple.
Congrats.
Thank you, Lara. Coming up, we got the longest table, strangers who meet for a meal and they leave as friends. Come on back. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. The busiest day in the skies. The FAA warning air traffic control staffing shortages could slow traffic. Plus, the incident overnight in Boston. 2 pilots were taken to the hospital. This as Ginger tracks where the weather could wreak havoc on your holiday plans.
What you could be getting if you buy drugs used for weight loss online. Our ABC News investigation as President Biden seeks Medicare and Medicaid coverage for weight loss drugs.
Selma Blair's health update. How the actress is feeling after changes to her treatment.
Just 2 days until Thanksgiving. This morning we're celebrating the longest table where everybody has a seat, bringing communities together through food.
And after this stunner, dancing in the finale are all of you.
It all comes down to tonight's Dancing with the Stars finale. We have a panel of experts for our Mirrorball final call. Pros Tony Dovolani and Allison Holker.
Jordan and Linsey.
And celebrity winner Jordan Fisher are here, and they're saying,
Good morning, America.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Good morning, America. It all comes down to tonight, the Dancing with the Stars finale.
And Lara is with our incredible team of all-star analysts. Hey there, Lara.
I mean, how professional does this look? It's unbelievable. I'm here with 3 dancing veterans who know what it's like to be in the finals. We've got pro dancers Tony Dovolani, Allison Holker also with us, and the winner from season 25, Jordan Fisher. They will take over our Mirrorball final call desk to tell us what we can expect, guys, at tonight's finale.
That is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to look at the top stories breaking today right now. We start with the Thanksgiving travel rush. FAA already warning of delays as millions set to take to the skies to get to their holiday destinations. I want to go back to our transportation correspondent Gio Benitez on the tarmac at LaGuardia Airport. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. Yeah, the rush is here, but you can see here at LaGuardia, it's a little bit rainy right now, and that's really the wild card and what we have to watch for, the weather. But take a look behind me. We've been talking about the most planes taking off today. This is one of them. This American plane is heading off to Chicago. It is completely packed. But there are some issues that we want to talk about here. Overnight at Boston Logan Airport, a tug vehicle pulling an empty JetBlue plane struck a Cape airplane, and 2 pilots for that Cape airplane were taken to the hospital. Obviously, there were delays there. Just hours earlier at the same airport, an American Airlines plane clipped the wings of a Frontier jet while that plane was parked at the gate. Thankfully, no injuries were reported there. We also have a warning here about staffing shortages in air traffic control. The FAA saying it may have to slow air traffic in the Northeast. Because of that shortage of controllers, the weather, again, also causing significant delays in some parts of the country, so watch for that. Let's turn to the roads now, because more than 71 million people will be driving to their destinations. That's 1.3 million more than last year. The most congestions on the road will be this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, so try to get out as early as possible. But listen, I really want to remind you, Thanksgiving Day is a great day to travel if you can. Airports are going to be clear, roads are going to be clear, so it's going to be very easy if you want to do that, Robert.
Hey, Gio, I got to ask you this. How cool is it to be out on the tarmac like that?
I mean, especially dressed like this, don't you think?
I can just see people looking out the window going, is that Gio Benitez? Working at the airport?
Or they're going, why is he not putting the bags on the plane? Let's go, get to
One or
work.
the other. All right, Gio, thanks so much. Well, rain and snow moving across the country, as you know, could also impact holiday travel. So let's go back to Ginger, who's tracking it all for us. Good morning again.
Good morning, Robin. So Gio mentioned that rain that's falling. It's kind of a nuisance rain, but compound that with 50,000 flights going today, and you're going to have issues. And so from Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York, this morning through early afternoon, the rain will be compounding. But by Boston, through the afternoon and even evening, you'll be dealing with it before everything kind of clears out with this first storm. Let's talk storm number 2, which is dropping considerable feet of snow in the Rockies and the Sierra Nevada. Going to make it tough to travel if you're I-70, say, on Wednesday through parts of Colorado. New Mexico gets into some of that. Taos would have some mixed precipitation into snow. And then it's mostly rain until it wraps up and really starts heavy rains for Thursday itself. Thanksgiving Day from Washington, D.C. and Delaware, Maryland, eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey, New York up to Boston. It's a super soaker. Unfortunately, we're going to have both parades in New York and the oldest one there in Philadelphia with a considerable amount of rain and northeast wind. It's going to be a little raw, Michael.
Yep, you just said it, Ginger, the oldest Thanksgiving parade in the country, and that is in Philadelphia, where our Maggie Kent from our ABC station WPVI in Philadelphia is joining us. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Michael, and welcome to the city of brotherly love. Yes, we are here behind the scenes taking a look at the nation's oldest Thanksgiving Day parade, 105 years and counting. We are talking about 3,000 marchers, dancers, performers, 3,000 cubic feet of helium, which will be blowing up and bringing to life massive and gorgeous balloons along the parkway Thanksgiving morning. And of course, we cannot forget about the floats. We're taking a look at the Calliope float right now, which will be joining us, and also joining us some magnetic performers, including the Sugar Hill Gang, Kathy Sledge, and Darlene Love. And of course, we are so excited to welcome Sam Champion back to the city of brotherly love for a little bit of turkey on Thanksgiving morning. You can catch all the fun and excitement here on 6ABC, on Good Morning America, and on ABC News Live, wherever you stream it. Guys, we are so excited. 48 hours and counting.
Well, you have Sam tomorrow. We have you today, Maggie. Thank you so much for that preview. Got us all excited.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang, first album I ever got. My sister bought it for me. Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. All right, coming up in our GMA morning menu, our investigation into buying medications used for weight loss online.
Also had the community event that brings strangers together for food and connection.
Plus, Tori Johnson here with double the steals and deals. 12 great gift items for cooks, candle lovers, fashionistas, and more, all for $20 and under. And Lara, you're still there with our dancing experts.
I am, Robin. The finale of Dancing with the Stars is tonight. So we have Tony Dovolani, Allison Holker, and Jordan Fisher here to give us their take on the couples hoping to waltz off with that coveted Mirrorball trophy. That's coming up right here on GMA.
We are back now with our GMA cover story, an ABC News investigation that looks at drugs used for weight loss like Wegovy and Zepbound. They're in high demand, which has contributed to nationwide shortages. And while there are some alternative options available, they could come with risks. Eva Pilgrim has more on what compound pharmacies are and what experts are saying. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. Big news this morning. The Biden administration proposing Medicaid and Medicare cover these drugs used for weight loss, which could possibly open up access and affordability for these medications. That demand for them huge, as you mentioned, causing a shortage. Many turning to compound pharmacies for these weight loss medications. Compound pharmacies are allowed to create copies of FDA-approved drugs to meet individual needs or during official shortages by prescription. But experts urging caution. We got some of those medications online, and what we found was surprising.
You're allowed to get up one day and decide to change who you are.
Ashley Dunham of Jacksonville, Florida, is down more than 100 pounds after starting a compounded version of semaglutide 2 years ago.
I was in this place and space where I was willing to try anything.
Dunham says her insurance wouldn't cover Wegovy. The cost out of pocket can be more than $1,300 a month. So she opted for a compounded version. The cost there, $350 a month. The appetite for these drugs leading some to seek them out online. The FDA and others now warning patients to be cautious about potential problems buying these medications on the internet.
A study several months ago indicated that more than 40% of online pharmacies are not legitimate pharmacies. They're bogus.
To get an idea of what is on the market, ABC News enlisted a lab to test some weight loss drugs we purchased online. We found several websites offering medications. We bought semaglutide and tirzepatide from 3 different sites, purchasing 11 samples in total. None of them asked us to show our prescription or speak to a medical professional. The orders went through in minutes. Of the 11 samples, lab results show 6 had between 90 and 110% of the listed active ingredient, a range the lab says is accepted as an industry standard. One sample didn't have any of the active ingredient listed on the label, and one site's medication was extremely inconsistent. 2 of the vials had more than 2.5 times the listed potency, which could lead to overdose symptoms like fainting, nausea, and pancreatitis. We shared the results with all 3 companies. One declined to comment. The other 2 haven't responded. Online sellers are the types of businesses legitimate compounders say they're most worried about.
The entities that worry me are entities that we may refer to as pharmacies, but they're not pharmacies at all.
Having those people out there doing that, what does that mean for legitimate compounding pharmacies?
It is a problem. I mean, the bogus actors are a scourge, and trying to differentiate between a legitimate state licensed pharmacy and these bogus actors is something that we're spending a lot of time doing.
Now, if you're using a compounding pharmacy, there are things you can do to make sure it's legit, like checking with your state's board of pharmacy. That's a quick trip online to make sure it's licensed. If you don't have to show a prescription, it's probably not legit. And you can watch Shot in the Dark this week on ABC News Live or later today on Hulu. Guys,
great information.
Thank you, Eva. Ooh. It's time now for our series Big Thanks, which is 2 days until Thanksgiving. We're celebrating community bringing strangers together to build connections. Rebecca Jarvis back with that story. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, George. Yeah, remember back in the day, you'd be baking and you could call your neighbor for some flour or sugar if you were out? Well, the world has changed, but this is meant to bring neighbors back together and help recreate those genuine bonds.
Community is the thing that throughout my life has helped me at every step of the way.
It doesn't feel like it's effort to meet people for the very first time. And that's what makes all of this so wonderful.
It's known as the Longest Table, a free community event bringing people together for great food and human connection. At the center, a long table filled with potluck-style goodies. It all started during COVID as a way to foster community connections, something we all needed.
In that first year, 500 people showed up. And we were really intentional. We went to as many different parts of the community to make sure that everybody felt like they could come, and it was on an open street.
The first Longest Table came together in September 2022, spanning an entire car-free block in New York City. Now it's a yearly happening.
Community, it's like they say, it takes a village, and your community is your village.
And the idea has spread far and wide. Doris Youngblood created a Longest Table in Oklahoma City in October.
We had
people from very diverse backgrounds. And gosh, it was across generations. We had a 90-year-old and an 8-year-old. And people were engaged in sharing their food, talking to each other, and just having a great time.
People breaking bread and satisfying the hunger for human togetherness.
I think this desire to be connected in real life is really a human need, and it's just been unlocked.
And we love to see it. Very cool. It also reminded me of block parties that we used to do. And my favorite book as a kid, Stone Soup. And I really hope, guys, it catches on in more places.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you, Rebecca. Pop News Time.
Thank you, George. Good morning, everybody. We're going to begin with Selma Blair. We have a great story on her. So after walking the red carpet at the Elle Women in Hollywood event, recently she told Variety that thanks to new advances in treatment for multiple sclerosis, she has started feeling much better, saying she is back at work and that she never thought she would get to feel this way again. Blair was also on hand recently at the 2024 Media Access Awards presenting Michael J. Fox with the Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Lifetime Achievement Award, calling him a great human being who helped her find the determination and strength to carry on. And guys, she says stay tuned. She has big, exciting announcements coming up. So happy to report that. We just adore you. In movie news this morning, when Christopher Nolan is on the phone, you take that call. That's what we've heard time and again from A-list actors, and it's proving to be true once again. Nolan assembling an all-star cast for his next film that includes Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, and more. And now this morning, Charlize Theron has confirmed she is joining this cast. It's a Nolan project, which is still completely top secret. Details about the movie's plot are being kept under wraps. Variety, though, is reporting production will start in early 2025. And they've noted that Universal has set a theatrical release date for this film, including IMAX theaters for July 2026. Now, the last film that Christopher Nolan made was Oppenheimer, as you might remember. It swept the Oscars.
Yeah, Tom
so
Holland.
You can understand.
He
Yes.
was here a couple weeks ago. He said like that.
He said he didn't even know what his part was, and he took the job. So that says it all. Something to look forward to from Christopher Nolan. So excited to see Charlize Theron back in action. And then finally, guys, a party game that I can get behind. This man knows his audience, making this pup-friendly piñata filled with tennis balls. He made it for his beloved golden named Oscar for his birthday. Needless to say, everyone had a ball at this party.
It is time now for Deals and Steals. From stocking stuffers to holiday packages, Tori is here to help make your gift giving more affordable. All items she's using this morning are under $20.
Yes, and we've got some really good ones. Starting with the GMA favorite geometry, we've got all of their brand new holiday patterns. Look at how just bright and festive and fun. It adds a cheer to your kitchen. They're also super functional because that waffle weave construction makes them very absorbent, and then you can also dry without scratching, so no need to worry about that. These are always a fan favorite. Today you're going to want to stock up because with our deal they are $9.
Oh my gosh,
that's a good
50%
one.
off like
All
that.
right, exactly. Homeworks. This is also a favorite. We were deciding, do we go with the Christmas tree or the espresso martini? The espresso martini was Sal's favorite. I chose this one. You cannot go wrong with a candle from Homeworks. These are phenomenal. And then we also have their beautiful hand soaps and lotions. Oh, I opened this one right here to give you, give you a little bit, give you a little dab of lotion there. Here's a little math for you though. So with our deal today, the candles are going to be $15. You can get a duo of these soap and lotion duo. That's $12. And I think the really big deal is you can get a trio of 3 soaps for $18. And if you just want to give one of these, that's a $6 gift. And guess what? Free shipping from Homeworks. So that makes it an unbelievable deal. The lotion's fabulous. I know, I should say that Brad said that if he was going to have a choice between a candle or a lotion, he wants the lotion. So just FYI, when we're packing for Brad.
All right.
Okay. canvas style. I am obsessed with this. So these are all individual little charms. You're gonna pick your base necklace or bracelet, and we've got a big variety of beaded as well as chains. And then we have a slew of charm options. Initials, birthstones, pearls, enamel, tons of sports. This, it just makes a really fun gift because then you get to kind of design your own. You pick a fun piece and then you kind of chunk it up with all the charms for somebody. Really easy hinge that they've designed that makes it super easy to add and remove and change up the look. This is a really fun one. Go create your own today. Each piece, $5 to $20.
And we love bags.
We do love bags.
Especially these bags.
Okay, this is Malibu Sky. I think this might be my best ever deal from Malibu Sky. We saved it for the holidays. We've got 2 different types of quilted. There's the chevron as well as the diamond shape. This is a phenomenal bag because you can wear it crossbody, across your body, or on your shoulder. It's got this really great detail with the zip compartments, the little lock right in the front. Robin, this bag, 2 styles, 13 colors, $20 and
free shipping.
How can you beat that? How can you beat that?
Amber loves this company.
This is a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is Clean People. This is one of the easiest ways to help your loved ones make an eco swap with a very functional gift. So what they're best known for are these. This is the detergent sheet, ultra concentrated. You just stick one of these right in instead of pouring in your liquid. This one instead, perfectly dosed, so there's absolutely no waste and no mess. We also have from them their dryer balls.
Gold. These are gold.
We love the dryer balls. We also have dishwasher detergent pads, even dishwasher cleansing tablets to keep the dishwasher clean so it can do its job. Everything here slashed in half from Clean People.
And this is a practical gift.
And this is a very practical gift. Okay, this is Kelvin Tools. It's their emergency tool. So you have built into here a USB port. You also have, do you want to do the honors? You could press that one once and something's going to happen. You got the light on. Press it again. You got the siren going. Press it again to turn off the siren.
Wow.
Press this one here, and we've got a light and a strobe light. Plus, it's got a crank. So if a charging cable is not available and you need power, you can hand crank it. It even has a seatbelt cutter. Literally everything is built into this to keep in the car. 66% savings, so it is $20.
Oh my gosh, and you did say the seatbelt cutter too.
The seatbelt cutter's in there too.
Come on.
Yep,
All right.
It's got everything that's built right in. And Robin, we have even more deals coming up. The next batch, I don't want to say it's even better, but it's just as good.
Even more under $20?
Yes,
that makes it even
they're
better.
all under $20.
All right, coming up. Who was going to win the Mirrorball Trophy? We got the experts to tell us, and they're going to share that with us when we come back. Thank you, Tori, as always.
Can't wait.
I love this.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
It is time now for the Mirrorball Final Call. Yeah, let's get the party started. All right, we're just under 12 hours to go before the Dancing with the Stars finale. We have 3 experts here to break it all down for us. It's season 15 winner, pro Tony Dovolani. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Season 20 finalist, pro dancer Allison Holker. And Jordan Fisher, winner of season 25, who is now starring Hades Town.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you 3 for being here. And this is a party before we even came on air. I don't want everybody to know that. But Tony, I'm going to start with you. You spent 21 seasons on the show, which is amazing. So what are the judges looking for?
Well, listen, first of all, being there for 21 seasons, life is better when you dance. That's the most important part, and anybody should actually learn from this. The most important part for the judges to see is that you're really giving it everything you got. This is your last chance to impress the judges. This is your last chance to really get the audience behind you. You know, this is when people miss the steps sometimes, because if they put so much into it where they stress and they don't show as much fun, this is where they fail. So it's important to have just as much fun as you did the first time as the last time.
That's right.
That's right.
Jordan, the freestyles, and we know that Steven, he's bringing in his Olympic teammates to help him out. Chandler has something special.
Yeah, she sure does.
As well.
She sure does.
You've been in their shoes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's such a journey, and it is so hard to get through the entirety of the song and dance that is Dancing with the Stars. You know, to go from week 1 to the finale, I think, is a feat of its own. And so on a night like tonight, you know, regardless of all of the dances, regardless of the culmination of getting to this point, like it has to be about celebrating how difficult it is to do it, and how awesome it is that we finally get to, and what we get to see tonight with some of these freestyles. Steven bringing in some friends, maybe a little. It is a special, special night ahead. I'm very, very excited.
It's gonna be so great.
It's gonna, it's gonna be incredible. Five
I
freestyles.
Change a little bit that they're 5 finalists?
It does, because when it's 3, you're picking 1 out of the 3. But when it's 5, you literally have to be paying attention the entire time. And you better stand out, because it's not like you're competing against 2 people. When it's 5, it's a little different. You really have to stand out.
This is 5 couples that could win.
They're fantastic.
You were just talking about that, actually, that any of them could have won in any other season.
Well, you know, George, you put it best. You all make it look easy, but it is so much work. From everybody I know who's done it, it's just one of the hardest things that they've ever done. And Allison, you spent 4 seasons on the show. This season, though, is this the most competitive season that we've seen so far?
I would say, hands down, the most competitive season. Any of these couples could win, and the fact that there's 5 in the finale is wild, and all of them, amazing partnerships, amazing dancing, amazing technique, amazing skill, but they're also fun to watch this season. There's so many relationships that you just feel like, I want to watch you guys as friends, hanging out at home after the ballroom. So I just think it's been a really wonderful season that's really captivated the audience, and they're out here voting this season as well. So, but I think it's because the pros came out. The pros came out and really showed up with choreography and dancing.
The pros deserve a lot of credit, because they brought it back to the original formula. Now you could tell the difference between one dance and the other. There was a time where every dance kind of meshed together, but it's gone back to the original formula, and Lev would be very, very proud.
Oh, it looks amazing.
He would be. Okay, you were in the finals 3 times. You've won it all. What's your winning secret sauce?
Winning secret sauce is literally don't hold anything back. The most important thing is you got to have all of the ingredients. Not only do you have to have the choreography well, you have to look good, you have to be very expressive, and the most important part, connect with the audience. Let the audience see that you gave it everything you got. Let them see your vulnerable side. Let them see your aggressive side. Let them see everything. That way, the audience knows that that's the right winner.
Wow. And you guys said you have 5 couples dancing tonight. All 5 could potentially win.
Yes.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Can we give you paddles with those 5?
Come on.
All right, Jordan, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is going to win the Mirror Ball Trophy tonight?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so listen, let me make sure I got my
I know it.
All right. So as we've discussed, this is an incredible season in the sense that if this were any other season, genuinely, we could see any of these 5 take it. This is about journey. This is about growth. This is about maintaining.
You're stalling. You're stalling. You're stalling.
He's trying to go to stage. I was about to say, and we're about to run out of time if you don't make a pick. So make a pick.
My boy Brandon, my girl Chandler. They came out with a bang, and they have managed to top themselves weekly and make it all the way to the finals. They have an all-black freestyle tonight that I am so excited about. And again, though, this is so much love to all of the other pros. You know, I love you all so much, all the other contestants. It could be anybody, but this is,
That's a good pick. I mean, they're all good picks. That's a good pick. Okay, for me, it's an easy, I just love this partnership so much because of the personality and the friendship that they have. And I love how unique their characters are for the show. So for me, it's an easy. Alana and Alan, I just think that the whole season, they have shown us something unique and different every single week. They have such vivacious personalities. They look like they're best friends. I want to hang out with them. I want to get to know them. And they have so much humor. It just livens up the show so much.
All right, Tony, bring us on home.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Joey and Chandler. I mean, I love what they brought to the show. But for me, the heart of the entire season, and it's truly what Dancing with the Stars stands for.
Oh, we got 2
For
out
me,
of 3.
it's the I gotta tell you, she is the heart of this show, and to me, because I travel around Fred Astaire dance studios all over the country, that's what inspires people to dance. That's what it gets people into our doors, and that's why I'm gonna vote for you.
We're gonna see some great dancers tonight, and as you said, hopefully the nerves don't get to them. Every time you 3 are here with us, we need that music. All right, thank you all for being here. Appreciate the expert opinion. Now we're going to our expert, Lara. Lara, what you got?
Michael, thank you so much. So tomorrow, our friends at Walmart are helping us supersize the Dancing with the Stars after party celebration right here on GMA. You don't want to miss it. Dancing with the Stars, the big finale airs tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on ABC.
It has been 60 years since Mary Poppins first floated into our lives. An ABC News two-night event celebrates the Disney classic, which almost never got made. That journey is part of a special called The Untold Story of Mary Poppins.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, Chris Connolly has a preview.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
And snap! Just like that, Mary Poppins has turned 60. But this practically perfect nanny wears it well.
Mary Poppins, you look beautiful.
Do you really think so?
You say Mary Poppins to anybody, they know what it is.
Anything is possible, even the impossible.
For a while, making Mary Poppins seemed like an impossibility for Walt Disney, pursuing the film rights from Poppins' intractably protective author, P.L. Travers, for almost 3 decades.
He wooed her for years and years and years.
She didn't like movies, she didn't like cartoons, she did not like Walt Disney.
Wednesday night's special chronicles Mary Poppins' often turbulent flight from children's book to silver screen. There are hours of recorded conversations, much of which has never been heard until now.
All the world's in happy rhyme. How can a world be in a rhyme?
Because you're being literal. This is a poetic license we're taking.
With the film's living legends, spilling secrets.
It's a robin on your hand, right?
It was a wire that went up my shoulder and down my back. I hid a lot of the wires by stroking him with my other hand.
It's the untold story behind the magic.
That was such a thrill to me when I finally saw it cut together with the penguin.
The music.
Every time they say go down, the interval jumps up. The medicine, go down. The medicine, go down.
And the man who made Mary Poppins possible.
This is a little robin that we had in Mary Poppins.
It's one of the ultimate family films that the parents can show their kids with great safety.
And it's just as popular as it's ever been.
Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
What a terrific behind-the-scenes look right there. You can see the untold story of Mary Poppins on a special edition of 2020 tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central. And on Thanksgiving, you can see the classic movie Mary Poppins at 8, 7 Central. It's all here on ABC. Let's go to Ginger.
Thanks, George. It is that time of year again. GMA viewers can get exclusive early access to Hulu's Black Friday deal. Eligible viewers can subscribe to Hulu with ads for just 99 cents a month for 1 year. And this year, you can go even bigger. You can also get exclusive access to a Disney Plus and Hulu bundle with ads for only $2.99 a month for 12 months. That will give you access to shows and movies, including Only Murders in the Building, The Bear, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Deadpool and Wolverine, and so much more. Scan the code on your screen to go to our website and learn more and sign up. The holidays are in full swing. It's time to enjoy the GMA Season of Gifting. This segment is sponsored by Duluth Trading Company. And take a look at their billboard right up in Times Square this morning. Lori Bergamato got to check out the store where you can find the perfect gifts for an outdoor adventure or a cozy night in. Take a look.
It's gift giving season, and I'm here to shop for everyone on my list. Let's go see what they have.
With 65 stores across the country, our sponsor, Duluth Trading Company, is a one-stop shop for all of your gifting needs.
We like to say we're a store like no other. When you come in, you'll feel the hospitality of our brand and the Duluth DNA and innovations.
Duluth spokesperson Ricker Schlecht highlighting the must-have workwear and gear that the whole family can unwrap with a smile.
Everyone deserves Duluth. You can come in here and find a high-quality, affordable gift. And right now, we have some of the best deals of the season.
First, roll up your sleeves and give the gift of flannel.
This is our free swinging flannel, which is our best-selling flannel. And this year, it comes in a plethora of plaids, prints, and fits and sizes for men, women, and the kids on your list.
And what makes this flannel different than your average flannel?
So our free swinging flannel all have our underarm reach gusset, and it's literally just extra fabric in the armpit. And that allows you to reach, stretch, and really have total freedom of movement.
Next, get down to business with a gift of stylish bottoms.
All the pants at Duluth are built to solve different problems, whether that is a temperature, a need for more stretch, a need for heavier weight materials. They're all high quality and very comfortable.
What makes these pants really special?
That pant is our Flex Fire Hose HD pant. That is 4 times more durable than any other work pant in the market.
And I see you have some overalls here. These are for women?
This is our heirloom overalls, and it comes in a multitude of prints and solids. They're very functional. They have about 12 pockets.
And when it's time to relax, kick back and unwind with these cozy gifts.
Comfort's also in our DNA. One of the products we have in front of us are our new souped up sweats. This is a substantial, heavyweight, 100% cotton, so it kind of feels like sweatshirts of the olden days with more of a modern fit and take.
I feel like I'm ready to just put these on and get nice and cozy.
And finally, wrap yourself up with a gift of warm coats.
We really try to solve all of the problems you're going to have throughout any weather in the winter. This is one of our new jackets. This is our insulator. And the real magic of this one is all about its insulation. And it uses the infrared from the sun to charge and warm the jacket throughout the day of use.
That's incredible.
This is our snowpack jacket, and it's such a versatile piece because you can just pack it into a ball, throw it into a bag.
It feels like you could kind of take it anywhere. This is a definite must for anybody who likes to travel.
As you hunt for gifts for the adventure seeker, the hard worker, or just an item for lounging at home, this store's got you covered. They even have some things for your furry friends.
Now that I've checked everyone off my list, I've got to get home to start wrapping.
For Good Morning America, I'm Lori Bergamato.
You can go to GMA's Facebook and Instagram to learn more and shop these looks. Coming up, Toria's back with more deals and steals. She says you can give a gift of touch of personality at every doorstep for just $12.
All right, we're back now with more deals and steals for under $20. Tori, we're going to get right into it because I am modeling.
Yes,
your
you
first
are
deal.
my supermodel here. This is the K. Carroll Harper crossbody bag. So if you are going on a cruise, you're at a theme park, you just are on the go and need your most important valuable assets, your phone, your credit cards, your cash, your keys, that's what that is designed for. We've got 22 different colors in vegan leather, the embossed croc, as well as a little shimmer.
Yes, I saw that one.
These are $13.
Guys, these are so
really
cute.
good.
I love
That's
the
a really
tassel
good deal.
detail.
The tassel is adorable.
Dresses it
Absolutely.
up.
Okay.
Now, this is a really fun one because it's called the kitchen boa.
It is.
And this is why.
This is why. So you wear it like a boa, and then at both ends are a perfectly functional, usable kitchen towel. Yes. So as you're cooking and you're crazy in the kitchen, you use so many times.
You can use it as a hot pot situation.
Yes.
You can use it to wipe
your hands, to dry the dishes, to wipe off a little mess, to be dramatic. That's only if you're wearing it. You get to add the drama. You're perfect with it. You're perfect. Do you know what I like that this one says? This one says like whisking is my workout. Like they all say really fun things. I love what there's like a bacon slogan on this.
Yes.
They're really, they're funny, they're fun, but most of all, they're functional. And today they are $11.
That is a really fun
off.
stocking
That's
stuffer.
fun. That's fun. I'm gonna see you on Instagram in your kitchen with one of those.
With my kitchen boa.
Yes.
All right,
so after
let's
all
get
the
to
drama
this.
in the kitchen, body restore.
Yes.
This is about calming, bringing a spa experience to the shower anywhere. These are shower steamers. If you've got some congestion, smell that.
I can smell it without even.
That is going to clear it up. That is the eucalyptus. That eucalyptus, 21,000 positive reviews on the eucalyptus. The lavender, the calm. This one, 14,000 positive reviews. The citrus though is my favorite. The energizing citrus. I just love that scent.
Oh, it's
I also
so
love
good.
that they're individually wrapped. So if you like to take one with you to travel, very easy to travel with.
Can you use? Can these be thrown in the bath or no?
Not for the bath. It's for the shower.
Okay.
Yep, it's for the shower. It's going to create that great scent throughout the shower. And a bag of these, $12.50 with our 50% off. Okay, for the pet parent, this is Fur Dozer. So pet hair gets everywhere, right?
Yeah,
so anywhere from the couch to the car, inside cushions, carpet, like everywhere.
Yeah.
But each surface is a little bit different. Each type of pet hair is a little bit different. So they make 3 specific tools, and it's their special. It's the style as well as all these different grippy surfaces. So you see how this surface?
There's like a rake.
Yep.
And then there's
that's
bumps.
different from what's at the very tip right here. If you need to get into a little crevice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
so
what is this one?
That's also depending on the area that you're scraping. So
and
it could
will
be
it tell you on the site what to get for what?
Yeah. So you're going to get all 3 of them for $20 with our deal.
Amazing. That is happening in my world.
Loop rope. This is a revolutionary bungee fastening system. So just have to trust me on this one.
Okay.
Bungee ropes very often they sling back and can be extremely dangerous. This will not do that because of the way that it's designed. It is designed to not snap back at you. We also have the really cool these loop clips. These are great for anything that you need to fasten down. So tarps, tents, campers, boating, this is for you with our 50% off. $3 to $11.
All of these.
They're
and
so
then
smart.
Finally, welcome to our world.
Welcome to our world. This is a little bit of personality, 100% coconut fiber, so it's extremely durable. It's designed for indoor, outdoor use. It's going to get all the dirt off your shoes so you don't traipse it around. Lara, at 50% off, these are $12.
Wow, that's
and we've got
amazing.
a huge assortment
and
online.
Yeah, and all you have to do is go to our website, goodmorningamerica.com, and we want to thank the companies, obviously, for these great deals, and Tori, of course. And tune in tomorrow for yet another round of Deals and Steals offering free shipping. You forgot to say it with me, Tori.
Free shipping.
All right, tomorrow we dance.
Yes.